Hi everyone, it's Jake and Emma.
So in today's video, we're going to be comparing Southern terms of endearment versus Finnish terms of endearment, which is actually an idea given to me by my mom, so shout out to my mom.
So in Finland, we don't really use terms of endearment that much. It depends kind of on the person. You'll maybe use it with a person you're dating or like your family members or maybe even your friends. Sometimes you'll like see it on social media with couples that are extremely lovey-dovey.
And in the South, we use terms of endearment in pretty much every single sentence, no matter who you're talking to, for a variety of reasons. So it can get kind of confusing if you're not from an area like that, because you might think someone is being really sweet to you, when in reality they're being very condescending. So the most prominent example of this in the South is bless your heart, which can sometimes be a kind thought. Like if something really bad happened to Emma, I might say, oh, bless your heart. But most of the time you say bless your heart behind somebody's back. When you hear gossip about them, you'll be like, bless their heart. But in reality you're thinking, oh, what a moron. But it's a nice way to say, oh, what a moron.
Many of the Finnish ones are kind of ridiculous, and I don't really hear them used except when people are like making fun of people who use them.
And I hear the Southern ones almost every single day because even though they can be an insult, more often than not, it's someone saying something sweet to you, so I hear them a lot from my grandparents.
So probably the most common one is rakas, which basically means love, or it's the equivalent of the way you would use love as a term of endearment. For example, how are you doing, love would be kind of like mitä kuuluu, rakas, but you wouldn't ever use it for people you don't know. The other one that's really common is kulta, which literally means gold, and I think that might even be more common than rakas.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like, would you say like come here gold or like you are gold?
Like come here gold.
Okay, it's a little weird, but it's still cute. The three staples of the Southern terms of endearment are honey, darling, and sweetie, which all of those can be used to say something nice about someone, like come here honey or I love you honey, or they can also be when you're upset with someone, which is usually where I hear them used. Normally those three are used more to mask aggression, and so it sounds a little sweeter. So if like Emma did something stupid, I might be like, what are you doing, sweetie? I don't say it.
Yeah. Another really common one in Finnish is moro. It literally means crumb.
Which is my favorite. I think that's very sweet. To continue the food theme, you have your three pies in the Southern terms of endearment. You have your honey pie, your sweetie pie, and your cutie pie. And all of them basically mean the same thing. Those are the ones that you're gonna get more from the grandmas in your life.
Another term of endearment that you might come across in Finland is pupu, which means bunny.
What is it?
Pupu.
Poo-poo? Like poop?
No.
Come here, my little poo-poo.
It's a bunny.
We don't really use a lot of animal ones in the South. Most of them relate back to sweet things. So you've got like sweetheart, and sugar, and sweet pea. You say most of those as a nice thing, but you would literally say them to anyone. You'd say them to like someone who is serving you at a restaurant. The person serving you would say them to you. You'd say them to the person at the bank. You'd say them to the person at the store. There are really no holy grails of Southern terms of endearment because you literally say them to everyone.
In Finland, if you like went up to the bank and started calling the person there rakas or kulta, they would probably call the police and tell them there's like a crazy person in the bank. Now that you know the really common term of endearment, kulta, a lot of the crazier ones are kind of derivatives of that. For example, kullannuppu, which means golden bud, basically.
Like a flower?
Yeah, like the bud of a flower.
So crazy.
No, I mean, like, you wouldn't really use that unless you're, like, talking to your kid or something. Another one based on kulta is kullanmuru, which is golden crumb.
Golden crumb. That's sweet. I would have been able to translate that. Yeah.
And then there's kultsipuppeli.
Kutsipuppeli is a golden bunny.
I don't even really know what puppeli would refer to here. I guess kind of like a little animal, like a bunny.
Why do all the Finnish terms of endearment sound like poop? Puppeli.
But you would...
Puppu.
This one, like, I don't think I've ever really heard anyone use that seriously except people on Facebook.
Kutsipuppeli.
Never call me that.
Kutsipuppeli. For our little more offbeat ones, you have sugar booger, which...
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't know why it's a good thing, because it's like a sweet booger. My grandpa calls my grandma Tootie, And her license plate on her car actually says Tootie. And one that my family says that is kind of our own, I don't know if other people say this, we've never heard anyone else say it. When we say I love you, whoever is in response to that says I love you better. So if I say I love you to my dad first, he would say I love you better, or vice versa.
Then we also have söpöliini, which is basically the equivalent of cutie pie, but there's no pie involved in it. It's just kind of like cutie-ini. Söpöliini.
One of my favorite Southern terms of endearment that I use for my little brother all the time and my little cousins is pooty duty, because it's also it's kind of like a cutesy insult, like you're such a little pooty duty. So it's not condescending like when you use honey or sweetie in a condescending way, but it's more of like a cutesy little insult that you normally call like a kid.
Alright, that's all we have time for. Hope you enjoyed listening to our terms of endearment. Use them on your friends, family, and loved ones.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Kiitos, hei hei my little kutsi puppies.